Welcome. I'm QXM, and this is an update to Minecraft. I think I found a problem with some of the new textures that they're going to be implementing. On Sunday, while I was editing, my one machine was rendering out some videos, and I jumped over to get on Minecraft. I noticed there was an update. It still was 1.12.2, but the whole look of the game completely changed. They had implemented some sort of texture pack. After doing some reading, I thought I had broke my game or had changed some settings somehow. And I did a bunch of reading, and it looks like these textures are coming down the pike. It looks like they were intended for 1.13 release. The only thing that I could find on the official forums was that there was a multiplayer exploit, so they had to push an update. And what came with it was this texture pack. So I'm going to go ahead and release this video. I've actually pulled the video back down because this is Monday when the video was scheduled to be released. And the game has actually reverted back to the old textures today. So I'm actually doing a voiceover. What I'm pointing out here is that glass you're looking at right there is actually yellow glass. And if we go over to the building materials in the chest that I had left over, you can see that the tag, as I hover over it, it says it's yellow stained glass paints, and 100% that is not yellow, that is orange. So it looked to me like there were some indicators in this texture pack that they had messed up the yellow, that had been negated or left out of some of the textures. So I was kind of pointing that out and talking about it. I was also talking about, what my general feeling for this new texture pack is going to be, and what looks like going to be 1.13. There was a couple of things I didn't like. One was it looked like, obviously the yellow looks completely wrong. And in a second here, I'm going to go over to the hay bales or the straw bales, and you can see it's the same color orange. So to me, it was another indicator that, hey, maybe they just left yellow out of some of the textures, because, straw and hay, I can see the green, but the orange makes no sense. I'm also getting an overall feel of saturation of oranges, pinks, and peaches colors. If you see the dirt there on the right, there's a lot of pink in it, which doesn't make sense to me because dirt's not pink, it's brown. So I was feeling really overwhelmed with orange and pink in this texture, and it was freaking me out, quite honestly, because I didn't have a choice in the release. It wasn't a revision number. It wasn't 12.3. It was 12.2. So I had no choice. I was really forced into using this, and I thought this was a permanent change. The other thing that I noticed is it looked like they were going for some sort of shading effect on blocks, maybe based on the time of day. Because and look at the poor pigs. What have they done to the pigs? But it looks like they're going for some shadowing or shading effect, maybe based on the angle at which a light source is hitting a face of a block. Maybe also depending on what time of day it is, because the angle of the sun is different. I probably look up here in the sky a little bit, and you'll see the sun looks completely different as well. But I didn't get that feeling of a shadow. That, hey, it's early in the morning, so this block has some kind of shadow on it. To me, it looks like the block is the wrong block, and my OCD wants to pull out my pick and break it and put the right block in there so that it looks like the other blocks. What I'm pointing at here is these are all smooth stone, and you can see that the blocks, especially around the door, you can see they have a slightly different color to them. And at different times of the day, actually all of those blocks won't look at all similar. Every single one of them is a different color. And again, I think they're going for some sort of shadowing effect, but that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing, to me visually, is, oh, that looks like a mistake. I need to fix it and put the same block in there because it's wrong. So it sounds like a good idea to me. If a light's hitting the side of a block at a certain angle, it sounds like if they can pull off a shadow effect and it looks like that, I think that sounds like a great idea. But it kind of seems like a poor implementation on what might be a good idea. Another thing I noticed was that, especially in this biome, was like some of the blocks look blurry to me. The grass here looks like my eyes have trouble focusing on it. And I noticed it was the same with the fully grown carrots and potatoes and wheat. That when they're full grown, they kind of look a little blurry to me, like my eyes have trouble focusing on them. And I really would not want to run through a plains biome that has different levels of height, and then you've got the too high tall grass and the single block grass textures. I feel like it would give me a headache because my eyes couldn't focus. Again, I'm pointing out the blurriness and the effect. In general, I don't hate these block. Oh, you can also see the wood there on the left. All the pinks that are in the actual, that's supposed to be oak wood. And I just don't understand the inclusion of all the pink. There's what the sun now looks like. Anyway, I don't hate these textures so much that I would stop playing Minecraft. I think I could get used to them. I would just have to use different blocks to go for different effects because they look so different now. Obviously, the smooth stone looks more like clay used to look now, it being seamless. That's not the effect I was going for at the bottom of the building. I was looking for a nice sturdy foundation. But I didn't hate it so much. I just really didn't like the fact that they had released it as a non-version to where I could have picked whether or not I wanted to use this new texture pack. I also didn't really find any sort of benefit performance-wise. It didn't feel like, I was getting better performance with these textures, and these textures for me do feel a bit dummied down. That would be a bonus, if some people that maybe didn't have graphics cards just were using onboard video off of their motherboard, and maybe they were having performance issues with the current version of Minecraft. If they were trying to fix that problem, I'd be all for that. That would make a lot of sense to me, but it just seems like a texture pack, and I don't really notice any sort of performance difference in it. Anyway, I hope you like, or at least get a clue as to what might be coming. These look like these textures. Hopefully my path blocks do not look pink and orange. Hopefully they look more like paths. But this looks like what's coming. And I'm going to go ahead and release this. And I hope you enjoyed. And let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the new textures? Yeah, here I'm pointing out that the dirt does not look like dirt. I don't know what that looks like, but there's too much pink. There shouldn't be. I see like the dark browns and the grays and stuff. That's cool, but I don't know why there's pink in it. There's nothing wrong with pink and peach. Add some blocks that have that. I'm all for that, but don't saturate me in it. I'm a guy. I don't need pink everywhere. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully they fixed and at least bring back the yellow. Make my yellow glass yellow. Don't make it orange, guys. And just tone the pink down a little bit. Just a little bit. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like, make sure to subscribe and follow. And make sure you leave your comments and let me hear from you what you think about these new textures. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.